There are some things that are big deal breakers for me. Not in judgment of anyone, you know what I'm saying? As far as thinking, I'm better than them or anything like that. It's just things that I have to reevaluate self when it comes to certain things. There's two things that just dawned on me that are real deal breakers for me in a relationship with a significant other. If in a relationship with someone and they're really opinionated, like too opinionated, that's a deal breaker for me. Number two, another deal breaker for me is someone who is abusive. That's just a no. Okay, I'm not judging you, but I'm judging right from wrong. That's not about opinion, it's about fact. That's something that I cannot tolerate and will not tolerate. So I don't have much to say about abuse in this video because that's a whole nother subject or a whole nother subjects. But I do have something to say about the opinionated personality of a person and even in myself, because we can all be very opinionated. But if you're in a relationship with a significant other, and as a woman, if I'm in a relationship with a man, and that means it's a covenant to me, and that covenant relationship is based on him being able to cover me and me being able to be submissive and respect that covering. So I have to have a certain amount of trust. And the big trust that I must have is that he is covered by God. Because right now, people will assume because I'm single, I don't have a covering, but that's not true. If you're single, you can choose to not have a covering, but I believe I have a spiritual covering, and I believe that God covers me because I don't have a man to cover me. But if I choose to end up out down the line, decide to be in a relationship with a man, I don't want to feel opinionated about what he is doing, how he's doing it, and why he's doing it. I don't want to have an opinion about it. Like, why are you watching that TV show? Don't you think, that would be sending the wrong message to your brain? And then all of a sudden, your personality traits begin to diminish. Why are you listening to that song? Don't you think that listening to that song will corrupt your mind? Things like that. Like, I don't want to have to worry about him and what he's doing. I need to know that his steps are ordered by God. So in the beginning of the relationship, if I'm thinking, wow, this is a man of God, that he is sent by God, and all of a sudden down the line, something must have happened for me to all of a sudden become opinionated about what he's watching and what he's doing, have an opinion about everything, worried about everything, that he's doing, and wanting and desiring and advising him to, do something else, more productive, do something else that will not corrupt your mind, because if his mind is corrupted, then it's going to affect me if he is covering me. So if I am opinionated in a relationship, that's a deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, somewhere along the line, I have lost trust that this person is covered by God, because the Bible says, put no trust in man. So if I'm with someone, I have to be trusting that God is ordering that person's steps so that I can feel safe. And if I'm worried about what he's watching, I'm not feeling safe. If I'm worried about what he's listening to and what he's doing, I'm not feeling safe. I think that it's going to affect me in the long run. But for me, being a single woman for a long time, I realized that I come to a place in my life where I trust that my steps are ordered by God. So if I watch a certain movie that, another Christian or somebody holier than thou may consider non-Christian like, it's a turn off for me that they have an opinion about what I'm watching anyway. So we have come to that conclusion. But if I'm watching a certain movie, I trust that there's a message that I'm supposed to be getting from it. So I'm not going to question that. I mean, I will ask God what the message is, but I will trust that if I'm led to watch something, it's got to be God, because I have no desire to corrupt my mind. This is something that I know about myself, and I need my significant other to know, because it is a deal breaker if my husband is too opinionated. I want him to be able to give me advice, helpful advice, helpful criticism, but it's not going to be helpful if it comes from an opinionated point of view where you are not trusting what God told you about me. I need to know that God has spoken to you about me and you trust what he is speaking to you about me. If God told you that I am a prophet, or I am his servant, or that my steps are ordered by him, you need to trust that, whatever decisions I'm making, these small little decisions I'm making, is God's way of molding me and shaping me. And even in my valley decisions, I'm going to get value from it. So you let me be. You don't run up to me, oh, you're supposed to be a woman of God, why are you watching that? And oh, you're supposed to be a woman of God, what are you listening to? And because you know me, you know that I don't listen to worldly music because I don't want to corrupt my mind. So if at some point I decide to listen to worldly music, obviously God is ordering my steps and he's doing something. Either he wants to give me a message from it, or he wants me to minister or learn something from it so that I can minister to someone else or evangelize someone else. God is giving me wisdom. God is giving me knowledge. God is up to something. No matter what I'm doing, he needs to know that God is up to something, so that he is not riding my back about what I'm doing and if it's righteous or not. God said, don't be so overly heaven bound that you're no earthly good. Don't be so overly righteous or overly wicked. Like, we need to avoid extremes, and opinionated people, to me, that is just extreme. And it comes to a point where, for a woman, we are called naggers when we do that to our husbands, and for our husbands, we don't call them anything. We just be like, you getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? And then we nag them. But anyway, so I just felt the need to share that because, sometimes I can find myself attracted to someone. I am single. And sometimes I can find myself being attracted to someone. And once I start to be concerned about what they're listening to, what they're doing, what they're, watching, and, little things like that, if I become overly opinionated, at some point, I have to step back and just be like, you know what? I got to reevaluate. Like, Lord, if this is from you, I need to trust that that I would feel safe in this situation. So obviously, something's got to change, not just me. Something's got to change with the seeds that this man is planting in me, and I'm his harvest. So if I'm harvesting nagging for this man, then obviously he's not planting the right seeds, and I'm going to have to move out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's just me, and it's never just you, you know what I'm saying? But I always have to bring that to the Lord's attention, that, Lord, if it is just me, check me. You know what I'm saying? Change me, do what you got to do with me. But I know for sure that it is not just me. Iron sharpens iron. The way people are and their energy, sends a message to us that we can't really control. But we just have to decide, if it's giving us a certain reaction that doesn't make us better or anyone around us better, that we have to step back, and reevaluate. What do I do from here? You know what I'm saying? So you can see now why it is so easy for me to stay single. Of course, I desire a relationship, not with someone who is like me, but someone who is like unto me, someone I am like unto, someone that we are compatible to one another, even in our differences, and someone where we have a trust that God is in this, because there is no way I can be with someone if I don't have a trust that God is in it. Because if God is not in it, I can't trust nothing you do, good or bad, because people have bad intentions for doing something good. You know what I'm saying? So you can't win with good or bad if God ain't in it, if this is not God ordained, you know. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm dropping some pearls with this little, you know, knowledge and self-reflection or whatever. So if you see some pearls and you see some value in what I'm saying, go ahead and pick up these pearls and rock them. And don't just do that. I keep forgetting to tell people to like the video, because if I'm sharing information that is benefiting you in some type of way, it would be so awesome if you were to share it and like it, because if you like the video, YouTube will put me on the top of the list, you know, videos to watch, and people will be, you know, alerted that I'm making these videos, and they'll be able to watch it. Otherwise, I'm making videos and making videos, and no one is ever viewing them, and no one is ever getting the message because no one is liking them. So YouTube is like, nobody likes you, boo. Like, nobody wants to listen to you, so they just, you know, put you on the bottom of the list, and you click and click and click, and all 10 videos. Next thing you know, you tired of watching videos, and you ain't even get to me yet. So if any of my videos benefit you in any type of way, go ahead and please like it. And if you feel like going that extra mile, go ahead and share it so that someone else can be benefited by it, so that someone else can pick up these pearls and rock them. And thanks for listening, and thank you for your support, and you have a blessed day.